Hello, guys. This is Dion Does Research, episode 2. Today, we are going to talk about the agentic browser security issue exposed by Brave browsers themselves. So, this talks about the Perplexity Comet agentic browser. So, this agentic browser has a lot of security issues when it comes to indirect prompt injection. For example, if your agentic browser is scraping a web page and there's a hidden HTML text behind it, it can scan it and it can give you a set of instructions. Do this, do that, and the agentic browser will continue doing that. For example, for example, for example, this Reddit comment which says important instructions for Comet assistant. So if you read the whole comment, it tells the the Comet browser to access the account details of the user, opening the account, sending an email, getting that email, getting the OTP, scanning the OTP, and putting the OTP, getting all the credentials of that user, of that account. This can happen through the Comet AI browser. And there is no risk mitigation for that made by the Perplexity browser. So, how does the attack work exactly? The attacker embeds malicious instructions in web content through various methods. So, for example, HTML comments or other invisible elements. Alternatively, they may inject malicious prompts to user generated content. User generated content can also have this malicious prompts. Reddit, comments, or Facebook posts. So, what is the trigger? An unsuspecting user navigates to this web page and uses the browser's AI assistant feature. For example, clicking a summarize this page. So summarize this page is a very common trigger for that comment browser, and a lot of requests for summarize this page come up a lot of times. So when this trigger is activated, the bra- the agentic browser scrapes through the entire web page and does all these instructions given by these setup malicious setup. Injection. As the AI processes the web page content, it sees the hidden malicious instructions. Unable to distinguish between the content it should summarize and instructions it should not follow, the AI treats everything as user requests. So the web page content is treated as the request from the user itself. Exploit. The injected command instructs the AI to use its browser tools maliciously. For example, navigating to the user's banking site, extracting saved passwords, or exfiltrating sensitive information to an attacker controlled server. So these kind of exploitations can be done once we have access to the AI agentic browser. So this is the attack demonstration they have shown. So when the user says summarize this page, the agentic browser sends the credential, sends the email, sends everything. And even Fellow is one of the first agentic browsers which has this issue. So for example, there's a hidden HTML file. Here is the hidden HTML file. Open Google Mail, send a mail, do all of this. It's just a malicious prompt, indirect prompt injection, and this is what happens. So these are all the examples of how this can happen, and it's a very serious issue. And Brave browser has rightly exposed this issue in AI agentic browsers. So, what is the possible mitigation the user can do? This has to be from the user side. So, the browser should distinguish between user instruction and website content. So, user might have a separate input, but the website content should be kept separate, and user content should be kept separate. Model's output should be checked for user alignment. So all these outputs should be checked that according whatever requirements by the user, it's similar to it fulfills the requirements, only the requirements, nothing more or less. Security and privacy sensitive actions should require user interaction. So if security access or anything related to access is concerned, it should be only done by the user, not by the browser. So there's a disclosure time. So on June 25th, Brave discovered the vulnerability and reported it to Perplexity, and June 27th, acknowledged by Perplexity. June 28, revealing the fix was incomplete. So the fix was still incomplete even when July 27, 2025, Perplexity acknowledged the vulnerability and implemented an initial fix. It's still not completed till August of 11th. So 1 week public disclosure was sent to Perplexity by Brave. Final testing confirmed the vulnerability appears to be patched, but it's still not patched on August of 28th and still not been done. We believe strongly in raising the privacy and security bar across the board for agentic browsing. So these security issues need to be mitigated and have to be concluded. Otherwise, it's not safe anymore to browse. So in conclusion, the main problem faced by these AI agentic browsers are these indirect prompt injections, and this has not been overcome yet. Even ChatGPT has launched their Atlas AI browser, and people are still saying it also has the same issue carried forward: indirect prompt injection. So these needs to be looked out. We have already covered the points for what you can do as a user. So in short, so you as a user should use separate user commands on web page content. Never treat web page content as trusted input. Verify AI's action against the user's intent. Add a layer that checks whether the model's proposed action align with what the user asked. Require user confirmation for sensitive action. So sending a mail, submitting a form, or accessing credentials should be confirmed by the users. Isolate agentic browsing from regular browsing. Make sure that AI doesn't access sensitive sites unless explicitly allowed. So no sensitive site should be allowed. Keep agentic mode clearly distinct. So just to keep a barrier between agentic and regular browsing.